Stewart, Hamlin.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everyone doing today?
Great.
Youth, right? Are they amazing? Yes. Celebrate all that you do and all your creativity. It's awesome. I know everybody here is happy to be here today, yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, I'm very honored to be here. I am always grateful when Spirit makes a love tap on me to come and share anywhere with anyone about the power and the presence of all that is. So today my topic is really about unleashing your soul's potential, right? So we all know that we are created out of the very substance of all that is. Does everybody know that here already? So I don't have to tell you that, or should I tell you about that? Okay, so there's only one power in presence, right? It's one power, one presence. It's God Almighty, all beauty, all joy. It is in the very leaves on the trees, the birds in the sky, every drop in the ocean itself, right? And it is the substance of the universe. It sources all things. It is always present, never absent, always right where we are, coursing through our very veins, right? It is the life force, the thing that breathes us and the actual activity of our breathing. That is who and what we are, that is who and what we're created from. And as such, we are created out of the very DNA that creates the universe, the very DNA that has every bird in the sky, every leaf on every tree, every blade of grass, every star, every planet. We are created out of that very source and substance. And from that, because of that, we have that same creative genius. We have the same ability to create with our thoughts, with our actions, and with our intentions, the life that we desire. Now that is a really big, tall order to live up to, right? Because that means, therefore, that everything that is happening in and as your life, you have some level of responsibility for how you address it, for how you receive it, for how you unfold it and create it in your own life. So every day, for example, when you're at school, someone might be mean to you, but what you do with their actions, how you respond to that, how you interact with that person creates the outcome for you. Because if someone is unkind to you, all you need to do is choose, what am I being called to do here? How am I going to deal with this? Am I going to be mean back and join them in that level of consciousness, which we know doesn't feel good, right? Or am I going to rise above and walk away or separate myself from that, sending that person love, but not making myself a doormat for them to continue to be mean to me? How do I respond and react to that? So the idea of creating and unleashing your soul's potential is that you have to live beyond your safe space. You have to now, you are here on the planet on purpose with a purpose. And so the idea of your soul's full potential is to really stand and realize that you are limitless, that your ability to be in this world and create and grow is much more than how you're living right now. So, for example, I can be here and I can decide that I can do 5 push-ups and that's all I can do. For the rest of my life, I will get up every morning and do 5 push-ups. But the day that I say, I think I can do 10, and I start working towards 10, I align my thoughts with my actions, pretty soon I'm doing 10. And all of a sudden, I'm no longer limited to the 5. So the potential of your soul is unlimited, and it is only limited by the belief system that you put around how you show up in your life. So if my life, and I believe and know absolutely that my life is the life of God unfolding, that when I look in the mirror, I see the creation of God itself. If I believe that about my life, then every day I get up and I show up for my life in that way that says that I was created out of magnificence. So everything I do, I bring my highest and best to it, and I push myself to be better than I was the day before, better than I was last week. I push myself to come out of small thinking and to start being aware that I am here to do so much more than I've been showing up for. And the reality is that that's what most of us have learned to do. We have fallen asleep. We have fallen asleep. You remember when you were little or now you're young, there's an idea in your mind about how amazing life is, and you have all these hopes and dreams about what you want to do and what you want to be. I think I'm going to be an actor. I think I'm going to be a singer. I think I'm going to be a physicist. I think I'm going to be a doctor. I think I'm going to be a teacher. I think I want to be a fireman. And I have all these dreams and goals when I'm young because the world is limitless to me when I'm young. But over time, we have all in our overall culture conditioned ourselves to fall asleep. We've conditioned ourselves to dream small. We've conditioned ourselves to say, oh, I'm going to get this education, get this job, make this money, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to save, and all those things are really great. But when we limit ourselves to, and then I'm going to retire and go out to pasture and die, that's a limitation that we've put on ourselves. And have we tapped into our full potential? And the thing is, you see people around you, right, tapping into their full potential, and you see them pushing themselves, and we call those people superstars. And we call those people amazing this, and they're incredible. So like the Beyoncés of the world, they are super. Well, she wasn't super or any more super than you were when you were 7 or 6. She just kept pushing herself. She kept pushing herself to be greater, to be bigger, to identify her talent, her gift, and make it every single thing, right? And to really build on who she is. And then she utilizes that potential to give back to the world. Beauty, music, charities, things of that sort. She is unfolding. So you see a lot of super people. We've got, these people that they own major companies and they're multimillionaires. They weren't born with anything different in their DNA than you or I. And not everybody is here to do that, but we are all here to do our own great thing. And the question that you have to ask yourself about standing in your soul's potential, am I doing my own great thing that I was born to do? Am I giving back to the world? Am I engaging in the law of circulation? Am I standing in a place where I am doing every single thing that I can and pushing myself to do more, to be more, to expand more into the actual truth of who I am and not the limited idea that I've convinced myself? Because that's what we do. We fall asleep. We convince ourselves, oh, I'm only able to do this. Oh, I can only do it this way. And we never ever take the shot and say, what if I did it another way? You got to wake yourself up. You got to say, okay, enough. I've got X amount of time left on the planet. I don't know what that is. It could be 5 minutes. We don't know, but what we have right now is right now, right? And so in this right now moment, I am going to choose to expand and be better than I was in that last moment, because that last moment is gone. And if I stay stuck in how I was, I'm always living in the past. I'm always living in history. I'm not living in presence. I'm always being in the history of where I was, how I was, and not ever giving myself an opportunity to expand. A lot of people look at the way I live my life, and I very much live my life out loud, and so it's like all there. It's an open book. Most of what has happened in my life, it's on social media. If you call me on the phone, if you talk to me for a period of time, you will know a great deal about me, because I very much live on the surface of my life, and I am not hiding in the depths of, oh, they can't know all about my life. So I live out fully, and people are always like, well, why are you trying this new thing? Because I'm always trying new stuff, right? I'm all about health and wholeness, and trying to find the best way to be healthy and to take care of the body, right? Because I'm in it, it's housing my soul right now, so it should be at its optimum best. And it's been a challenge, right? Because I fell asleep on my body. I was many pounds overweight and very unhealthy. Right? And I constantly was trying to find the right way. Is it the gym? Is it the running? Is it what is it? What can I eat? Should I give up meat? Should I be just all vegan? Should I just eat only meat and be keto? What should I do? And I keep trying, right? Because what I want to do is find optimum health for myself. Because that is magnifying, right? I want to be able to be here and unleash my soul's potential. Whatever gift I came to deliver, I want to be the best me that I can be. I show up in my work every day and give it my highest and best. I show up in my relationship, and I am not about sitting around and just allowing it to happen. There is an allowance, but there's also an active participation. So I do that with my children, with my overall family. Every day I engage. And I don't do wishful thinking. You know that wishful thinking lifestyle where I wish I had enough time to call. I wish I had enough time to go see them. I wish I had. Time is of the essence. every single moment matters. So I put everything into my life, and people are like, wow, what are you doing now? You know, they're always, because lately I've been juicing celery every morning, because celery juice is like the coolest thing ever, and it is very good for your liver, and it's very good for your organs. And I started doing that a few months ago. When I went to the doctor, like those numbers were like pristine, right? And one of my friends was like, what are you doing now? You're juicing celery? Who does that? Isn't that gross? And this morning, it was very funny, because this morning I had my celery juice, and it was nice and cold, and it was so refreshing. I was like, oh, I actually like it now. And this is not like me making myself do something. This is me enjoying taking care of my body and knowing that I'm putting nutritional things into my body that helps to keep my body well and helps to heal the body, right? So why am I doing all this stuff about health? And I'm making sure that I'm at the optimum weight, and I'm doing all these things because I want to be able to focus on what I came to do. And I don't want to spend time focused on my body. I want to be able to focus on what did I come to do? And if I don't take care of my body, it's going to start to break down, right? So it's about taking care of it. It's like, why do I spend all this time in meditation every day? Because if I don't take care of my mind, it's going to get hijacked by what is going on the news every day and what everybody's talking about. My mind will get hijacked, and I will be so focused on that over there that I cannot focus on the truth, that God is all there is. And despite what we are experiencing right now, the power and presence of God is right here. Things are coming up to the surface to be healed, and they appear very ugly for us right now. Not just in our country, but on like a worldwide basis. It's like, if you watch the news long enough, you think like, oh my gosh, we're going to hell in a handbasket. The world's coming to an end, right? But what we know is that things are bubbling up to the surface to be healed. And each one of us, every person in this room, has a part to play in the healing, in the beauty, in the joy, in the unfolding of humankind. And what we have to do is take care of mind, body, spirit, and be present for it. Real story going on in my life right now. One of my daughters is not doing very well. She has had some challenges, and it has been very difficult. The chatter in my head wants to tell me that I did something wrong, or I made a mistake, or something that I did contributed to this. But the real story is she's on her journey too. Because if I believe all the stuff I just said to you previously, I need to also believe that that's a part of her journey that's unfolding. Yes, I play a part, but I can't take ownership for somebody else's life. She's really not mine anyway. She has just been entrusted in my care as she matriculates into adulthood. So what I need to do is show up and put my attention back on not what's going wrong, right? Not the part that's painful, not the part that scares me as a mother, but really put every day, without bypassing that, knowing that those feelings are there, but really put every day my attention on keeping my mind aligned with the truth that God is all there is. And if I believe in the presence, right where she is, there God is too, right? She's not outside of the love and light of God. So I have to look at my life in that way, and I have to apply every single thing that I'm talking about right now. Because even though there's stuff going on, there's been some deaths in my family, there's been a lot of grief and loss going on, even though those things are going on, I still have a soul journey that I am here on, and I cannot get so distracted by everything that's going on in my life that I forget to live my life. And it can't be that I'm sitting on the sofa not tending to my gifts and talents. It can't be that I'm feeling sorry for myself because there's grief. Yes, there's grief, and I am acknowledging the grief, and it's very heavy grief in many areas right now. However, I am still here to tend to the garden of my soul, which means that I still pray, I still meditate every day. I take care of the body temple, and I focus on developing my gifts and talents. So right now, I'm still taking classes, right, on world faiths and world religions, because part of my gifts and talents and part of what I'm called to do is to do this. Is to come here and share that God is all there is. It's present in everything you're doing and experiencing. All of the things that you're doing in life are fully imbued by the power and presence of God, and you have access, absolute access, to every single energetic that you need to unfold what you're here to do. So I do the work. I do the work no matter what, and that's what you're called to do. You're called to do the work. You're called to create beyond what you used to do. So if it's something that you're good at, learn to be better at it. You can be the greatest chef, but you can also learn a new recipe. You can also create a new recipe. You can be the greatest teacher, and you can develop a new way for children to learn. That's what you're here to do, is to develop your gifts and talents. And you could be a really great teacher, but over here also have great gardening skill that you are here to develop and unfold. So be present in your awareness. Ask yourself about your gifts and talents. Identify them and begin to create beyond the edge of the life you're living right now. Expand yourself beyond the safe little space. Expand yourself and begin to live outside of the box. Start to color outside of the lines and see what you can create in your whole life. Give yourself permission to grow beyond how you've grown, beyond where you are in your life. Because if you are the same, and if you can sit and say to yourself, this is how I am, this is how I've always been, this is how I'm always going to be, that means you're living the past life of your own self. And you are not giving your soul an opportunity to grow, learn, and unfold. Be bigger than you are right now. Be greater than you are right now. Learn something new about life right now. Expand into more, into more, into more, because that is what your soul is calling you to do. And to get that done, you have to work at certain things like healing your wounds. Healing old wounds, letting go of older things that no longer serve you. Behaviors, hurts, letting them go, acknowledging that they're there. Look at how they're driving your life. And then say, wait a minute, I don't want to live my life from that old safe place, we get hurt and we create a safety net around ourselves and we're like, no, I'm going to build this wall, I'm never going to do this again, I'm never going to experience this again because that happened then. And you're living from that old place. You have to start to live your life from a new place. Get out of the box, heal the wounds. Forgive yourself for participating in anything that caused you harm. And forgive your others for actually being a part of the harm itself. And let yourself off the hook and let others off the hook so that you can live fully. And you can start to participate in a whole life. A whole life. I really love this purpose statement that was read earlier where it said, bring your whole self. You cannot bring your whole self if parts of you are locked up in a safety zone. You have to bring your whole self to the relationship. No matter how hard it's been or how difficult it was or what kind of hurt is there, bring your whole self to it so that it can be healed, it can be exposed. Have the conversations. Don't tiptoe around it. Bring your whole self. Forgive yourself for your part. Forgive others for their part. Bring your whole self to your work. Bring your whole self to the work that you do. Don't just show up and do what you can. Show up and do all that you can. Be the best janitor. Be the best teacher. Be the best hostess. Whatever it is that you do, be that best person. Bring your whole self to school and pay attention when they're teaching you because you are learning specific things, not so much the subject, but the discipline of learning. Bring yourself, your whole self to school and learn what it is that you're being called to learn and do. Practice until you perfect that gift, that talent, that skill. And then develop some more. Bring your whole self because you deserve it. And the world is depending on you to do your part. Because here is the thing. Right now in this room, this makeup of individuals will never be together in the same way again. No matter if we all come back and put on the same clothes and sit in the same spots, we're going to be different people because we will have had different experiences. Who you are is constantly changing, unfolding. Your body is changing, your cells are changing, your mind is changing. So you have to bring your whole self because you are necessary right now to the configuration of the room. The energy that is in this room right now is based on each one of us and our own individual energetic that we bring here. So when you bring your whole self, you are necessary. And if you come with less than who you really are, everybody gets shortchanged, especially you. Because you're here to do a thing with your life. You're here to serve. You're here to grow. We are here to unfold life together. And I believe it was also that says we are all here to walk each other home. And that's what we're doing. We're walking with each other through this thing called life. And every day that we choose to get up and bring all of who we are, that means you develop your gifts, your talents, your emotions. You grow. You become more and more, and you do it through spiritual practice. And every single thing that you do really is spiritual practice. So what kind of practice are you putting into your body? Are you taking time for prayer and meditation? Are you taking time to be quiet? Are you taking time to be still before you launch off into whatever is going on in the world? Are you taking a moment to give thanks and be in gratitude and appreciation for all that you have, for all that you get to do? Look at you. You get to love others. You get to be in community. You get to do a lot of things right here, right now that most people, or a lot of people, don't get to do. So give thanks for your life. And stand in agreement with yourself, stand in agreement with me, that you will develop all that you are here to do and become more today than you were yesterday, and take necessary steps to be a more loving partner, to be a more loving spouse, to be a more loving parent, to be a more present parent, to be a more present partner or present spouse, to be a good friend, to be a better friend, to be a better friend that's present for all your friendships, to be a better human being, to be a better employee, a better boss, a better supervisor than you've ever been before. Every day, make the commitment to be better and watch your life unfold into all its greatness. Because the more that you up-level how you show up, the more that the universe rises to meet you right where you are and give you all that you need for the very next thing that's necessary for your unfolding. So as you go through the grief, as you go through the sadness, as you go through the joys, remember, bring your whole self to all of it. Because every part of you is necessary and very, very important, not just for you, but for everyone and everything that's around you. So in those moments, I really love the sharing of joys and sorrows, that you can double your joys and lessen your sorrows, because we're all here together. We're all here together unfolding. So the more that you participate in your own life, the more that you activate the truth of who you are, the fullness of who you are, and the more you're able to live life to your full soul's potential, because you're here to do a thing. And the worst idea ever of all is to get to the end of the life and realize that you didn't do the thing you came to do. So I invite you today to ask yourself, do that query, do that personal query and say, what am I here to do? Am I giving it my best? Is there some more that I could do? How can I develop my talents more so that I can be more effective, be more efficient, be more available to all? Am I taking care of myself? And ask yourself, is there anything else that I've overlooked? Is there anything else that I've overlooked? What do I need to let go of to be better than I used to be? What do I need to let go of to be better than I am right now? How can I show up as more of who I truly am and less of what I'm not? You ask yourself these questions, and you go within and you sit quietly and you ask every day, what is mine to do? And you show up in your highest and best and your greatest. And you tend to the garden of your soul with prayer, meditation, rest. You tend to the garden of your soul, and you show up for your life, because you are here to do a mighty thing. You are here to be a necessary part of life itself. And so I invite you to be present in all of that. I invite you to be present to your own self, so that you can unleash your soul's full potential and do what you are here to do. So when we do get to the end of the road, whatever that looks like, we're like, yep, it's all done, I got nothing left, time to go. You know what I mean? You don't want to get to the end of the day and be like, oh, I didn't do this, It's like when you have a to-do list, right? You have a grocery list or a to-do list, and you get home and you're like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. What if there's no more time left for you to go back and do this and do that? Do it while you can. Do it while you can, and live your life so fully that at the end of the day, nothing is left on the table undone. Every single thing that you came to do is done, and you can rejoice in the joy. You do that on a daily basis. Every day you get up and you do what you are here to do. You give love, you receive love, you check on people. They pop into your mind, you take a quick moment, you send a text, you make a phone call, you show up for work, you do everything that you're there to do. You get it all done. You can clean off your desk or your workstation, and you can look and say, all right, good, I'm ready for it. All done. You can go home, you can spend time with your family and your friends and do what you're here to do. And when you get to the end of the day, you can go to bed and say, whew, I got it all in, I got it all done, and it was done well, and it was done great, and it was done in excellence. And when you can do that every single day, that is how you know that you are living to your highest and best. Now, don't beat yourself up. Be gentle as you go on the journey, because some days you are going to kind of drop off and miss a few things. But if you continue to strive for excellence, if you continue to strive to be your greatest, every single day will be a day that has been successfully completed. Every single moment is a moment of success. So I invite you to really go within and just ask yourself, am I doing all that I'm here to do? And how do I show up for all that I am here to do? I invite you to make that inquiry every day. How am I to serve? How do I show up for all of me, with all of me? Thank you. Peace and success.
Thank you, Diane. Great. Can we give her a hand? Our closing words are from Thomas Merton. What a thing it is to sit absolutely alone in the forest at night, cherished by this wonderful, unintelligible, perfectly innocent speech. The most comforting speech in the world, the talk that rain makes by itself all over the ridges, and the talk of the water courses everywhere in the hollows. Nobody started it. Nobody is going to stop it. It will talk as long as it wants, this rain. And as long as it talks, I am going to listen. We will now extinguish our chalice, and the words are found in the green slip of paper. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. No, we don't.